I will speak basically on the methodology of the Master rather than much on the biographical sketch. Sufi RAGHUBER Dayal, as he is popularly known as Chachaji, his life is a life of awareness, life of mindfulness. 1875, because Lalaji was born on 2nd of February 1873, and 2.5 years after, the younger brother Sufi RAGHUBER Dayal Raziyallahu Ta'ala was born on 7th of October 1875. The early life of the two brothers was quite difficult and different. Sometimes it is in those difficulties the seeds are sown for the future and for the development of human consciousness. From the very beginning, Chachaji had a very strong body, and he has interest in wrestling, music and things like these. When it happened that Lalaji Raziyallahu Ta'ala has rented a small room near the room where his master Maulvi Fazl Ahmad Khan lived. His life has been the life of innocence and love. It was an embodiment of Jesus' statement when he spoke to Nicodemus, who want to know who can enter the kingdom of your Father. He said, one who is childlike. Childlike innocence is the very quality of the mystics. It happened that Chachaji came to know that his brother is going to a Sufi master and that he has been initiated. Innocently he cried to his sister-in-law saying that he has been betrayed. My brother went to him and he did not let me know what he was doing. Chachaji was following the footprints of Lalaji, his elder brother. The relationship, the awareness between the two brothers was that of one soul and two bodies. The two hearts pulsating in one harmony, one rhythm and oneness. When this wife of Lalaji mentioned to him that Nanne, that was his popular name. Nanne means the small, a very miniature form, small. And that is the name that Lalaji used to call him. So she told Lalaji that Nanne is very sad, and he said that you did not inform him that you are going to a Sufi master. Hearing this, Lalaji mentioned of his younger brother to Maulana Fazl Ahmad Khan, and thereafter he was also initiated. And he always remained a favorite child, a favorite person. Just as it happens when you meet a young, very small boy or child, your relationship with him is totally of a different nature. The relationship between Chachaji and his master, Maulvi Fazl Ahmad Khan, was that of playfulness, was that of intimacy. And he used to say that you are my toy, aap hamare khilone. Khilona means an object that you play with, but this is lively object, full of vitality and innocence. He sacrificed his life at the altar of at the feet of his brother Lalaji. Lalaji's methodology was that of suluk, means the working at the higher levels. But Chachaji's methodology was totally different. Whenever Chachaji is around, there is jokes, talks, and things like that. Everyone has been, it appears as if has been let loose. In front of Lalaji there was a discipline, there was a respect, there was all these things. With Chachaji the methodology was different, and as soon as Chachaji arrived, all formalities disappeared. It's not that the formalities, the respect and the love has disappeared, but its form has changed. Form has completely changed. Someone has narrated the coming of Chachaji. He heard that he has been a new induction to the satsang. So one day he heard from other members of this congregation that today Lalaji's younger brother is coming. So he wants to know that what kind of person he is, and imagination that Lalaji is such a poised, serene, in-depth master. Maybe Chachaji will be like that. So everyone was waiting. Then all of a sudden, door opens and a beam flutters in. As he flutters in, Chachaji has never given any opportunity to anyone to salute him first. And in a very jovial manner, he will say, yeah man, we come. In Trinidad language we speak very informally. So his ways and means was informal. Someone asked, Chacha, how are you? Haan, Chacha, maze mein. He is very happy. How is everything? Everything fine, going good. You know, the very atmosphere becomes very light and lively. No formalities, someone is lying down, sitting down, whatever position they are in, there's nothing to worry about. He used to smoke the Indian system of, that is called, actual word is hookah. The tobacco is lit in a small clay cone and it is put on the stand. It has a long capillary system and that opens up into the big water container that contains the water, and the other side is the pipe to pull the smoke. So when you are pulling, the smoke passes through the water and then goes, and that creates a sound. When the air bubbles, the smoke, which is the air bubbles, hot air, is passing through the cold water, it creates a sound. So someone asked, Chacha, should I bring the chilam? That is known as, the particular word was that for chilam. He said, haan mia, bring it. And he used to say many things about that. At a time, seeing his interest in music, in tabla specifically, he was sent to a master that belonged to in India the music belongs to the particular family and family that determines the traditions, just as the family values differ from family to family, so too the music, the particular nuances, the particular style differs from tradition to tradition. This was particularly the Gwalior tradition. Gwalior is a city in the central India. And this particular master, his job was to teach the royal children music, but the royal children were not interested in music. So Chachaji went and he started learning tabla with him. Tabla is the musical instrument which is like the shape of a drum. Basically, that is how we can explain. It is an accompaniment with the other instruments. The other instruments are wind instruments because they operate on the principle of the wind. Tabla is a different instrument. So in the function, the king asked the master, the musician, to present any of his students who is versatile. Chachaji was presented. Everyone cherished the music, the nuances played on tabla by Chachaji. However, the king got annoyed. The job of the music master was to teach the royal children, and he is betrayed. So he was to be punished. And the kings have, that time, the royalties have a unique way. If they have punished, but at the same time it was conditional. The punishment was, you would have seen the bullfight There is a stadium where people are sitting all around. Inside there is the arena where the bull is left. So it was said that the mad elephant will be left onto him because the master has betrayed the royal trust. He has taught the music to the others, whereas he was being paid by the royal treasury. But while they were very strict and stringent in their decisions, they were men of principle. The king asked, "Since you have been punished, there is a last wish. What is your last wish that will be fulfilled?" So the master said that I should be given my musical instrument, which is out of which Pakhavaj was the name, out of which by cutting Pakhavaj into two parts, the tabla instrument, the drum instrument came into being. I should be given my Pakhavaj and also my this favorite disciple, that was Chachaji, be allowed to sit with me. The king said that the punishment is given to you, not to this boy. So you will be sitting inside the arena where the mad elephant will be released on you. And if the elephant kills you in the first instance, you are finished. If it is in second instance, you escape the first instance, then the second incident, and if you escape, then the third, and if you escape the third, there will be no fourth attempt. And since the punishment has not been given to this boy, he will not sit in the arena, instead he will sit outside. And inside the cage, the master sat with his Pakhavaj, and the disciple Chachaji sat outside with his musical instrument. The master said as soon as he saw the mad elephant coming, he was filled with fear. Same time, the blaring, the intoxicating sound filled the arena and the atmosphere that was coming from the instrument of Chachaji. He says that time his only wish was how to save my master, who has taught me the music. And he played the music to save the life of his master. Such intoxicating music. As the sound was coming from tabla, Sufi Omkarnath used to create those sounds from the mouth. And it is through him we got the first-hand experience. What would have happened at that time? The elephant made the first attempt and the same sign, just like that, in a very fast movement. The sound started coming from his instrument. There was no PA system. So how, with what intensity, with what love for his master he was playing that tabla. The elephant made the first attempt, and as the sound he was reaching almost to the master, the sound became so intense that the elephant receded. He could not move forward. Then the second attempt, the same thing happened, and the third attempt. And everyone, a large gathering was there, and they were amazed and bemused hearing the sound of the musical instrument. The sound coming from the musical instrument of Chachaji. And 3 attempts the elephant failed to do. What has been created at that moment? This is the point. That incident, you may say that he played the musical instrument. He created the balance of sound and silence. The sound is created so much that sound comes like the peak, and when there is a peak, there is a valley too. If the sound does not create the silence in you, the sound is useless. That is a noise. Each sound, each word, when it flows out of harmony, rhythm and oneness, it creates inner silence. It does not matter who is in front, because animal is also consciousness, living truly in its nature. Man does not live in his nature. He has fallen from his dignity and glory. The animals are innocent. They live in their inner space. What this sound has created so much of silence in the elephant that he could not resist but to stop him. He was completely captivated by the rhythm, the harmony, the inner silence that the music, the sound was creating, coming out of the instrument that Lala Chachaji was playing. You remember the incident when Buddha was meditating. A mad elephant was released on to kill him. The elephant, raising the 2 front legs, raged, moved in rage towards Buddha. Buddha was sitting silently in his meditation. And Buddha always sat with eyes half closed and half open. What would have happened? Tremendous energy is released. You cannot see the energy, but you can see its effect. And as the elephant came close to Buddha, sat down in a posture of prostration to Buddha. The very presence of the Master is benediction. Whether he speaks or he does not speak, his being overflows as silence and the energy field. That has the capacity to transform the individual. That has the capacity to take you beyond the time and space. And this is exactly what had happened at that time when Chachaji was playing the musical instrument and the sound was coming. That sound has a tremendous capacity to transform even the maddened consciousness of an elephant. Imagine that situation, what had happened at that time. The moment I recollect, the eyes close, Eyes begin to glitter with unshed tears. I am thrown into a totally different realm, as if that silence is lingering into my ears. The silence is lingering into my ears like the dissolving notes of a sweet melody that has capacity to transform anyone. Those moments when silence overflows in the form of the energy field from the Master, and it overwhelms your being completely. You are motionless. You are in a state of thoughtlessness. You have reached to the inner space, the realm of the being. No words except a silence overflows. That is the state when transformation can happen. During the process of initiation, the Master carries the disciple to that state to give the experience of that inner oneness, inner harmony, inner silence, the inner space, which is, according to Zen Satori, the first glimpse of inner oneness. Thereafter the king announced that no more attempts, the Master is released. And the king said, the talent of the Master is not bound by the finiteness. It requires the inner preparedness, readiness and worthiness of the disciple. But the Master was asked to leave the kingdom and go elsewhere. Exiled. In place, the king offered Chachaji the job of the master musician, and he told that time he would have been about 20 years then. In place of the king, the master musician, Chachaji offer was given to him to be the master musician of the kingdom. And he was given at that time a salary of 500 rupees, which is equivalent to maybe 500,000 rupees. And the king said, you have no binding. Whenever you feel like playing the musical instrument, you play and I will listen to it. No condition that he has to do this and that. Chachaji said, my life is not in my hands. It has been offered to someone. It belongs to someone. It belongs to someone. He came and he mentioned it to his brother Lalaji. Same time, the Sufi master Maulvi Fazl Ahmad Khan came and the matter was referred to him. And he has a unique gesture of speaking. Just as in English language we say, yes, so this is what you want to do? She said, Ama, Mia means yes, gentlemen, so you want to go and do that. So in the same way he said that you want to play the music for the palace or kingdom, and I send you to learn to play for me. I send you to learn music to play for me. Me does not refer to Maulvi Fazl Ahmad Khan. Me refers to the unknown and unknowable that has taken over the Maulvi Fazl Ahmad Khan. And thereafter Chachaji never mentioned of this incident. Never mentioned of this incident, what had happened. Whenever somebody will provoke, he will say, leave it out, that thing is finished. That time, I played because of my love for my music master. I poured all my energies to save his life, and this instrument was played. Thereafter he never played the musical instrument, except when Sufi Brij Mohan Lal, who had a very musical voice, and when he will play the harmonium, the wind instrument, Chachaji will play tabla. And the music playing from these two masters had the capacity to transform anyone. Once it happened, Chachaji was in the congregation, someone came. He was a master musician. So he heard somewhere that Chachaji also knows how to play tabla. So the person requested Chachaji to give him the taste of his tabla. When you start a particular note, there is a beginning, there is a body, then there is an end. So Chachaji took some notes from this middle somewhere and he recited those notes verbally and asked the musician to begin from here. Seeing that versatility, he bowed down to the master. His life has been that of tremendous sacrifice. Lalaji sent him in the company of one Chimmanlal Mukhtiar. He was working in the port, and Chachaji has to make his living and then morning and evening attend the congregation at the place of that person, Chimmanlal Mukhtiar. That was his name, Chimmanlal. It was a period of great austerities, when the financial resources were meager. There was many times Chimmanlal will tell the clients not to go to this person. He was sitting under the shade of the tree, doing the court work, writing the applications for the clients who are coming to the court. Sometimes he has no income coming in, no food, nothing available at home. And it is in that state, once it happened, Chachaji, that is the wife of Sufi RAGHUBER DAYAL, Sufi Jaidevi Ziyallah Ta'ala, she fell sick. A spider spider's poison is very dangerous, and it got her portion of her leg, thighs got affected by it. Simple apples, a dal, a beans, he will boil, and then the tulsi leaves, the herbal plant, the holy herbal plant, he will boil that, but he never failed in reaching to the place of Chimmanlal because his master brother has told him to do so. And it happened one day. Chachaji got very sick. Sufi Braj Mohanlal was studying, was living in Fatehgarh with his uncle, and over the weekend he will visit his father. And when he saw this condition, he sent a message for his uncle Lalaji that so and so he is in a state that when somebody becomes unconscious, fever was so intense that he became unconscious almost, and even in that state, he is remembering his beloved Master Lalaji. And did not complain of this physical atrocities, the financial stringencies, and the life to anyone. When there is love that conquers all oddities, all problems, when Lalaji came after receiving the message that his younger brother Nanni is very sick, and when Chimmanlal, who was also the fellow disciple of Lalaji because he was initiated by Maulvi Fazl Ahmad Khan, Raziyallah Ta'ala, he brought some fruits. That time, Lalaji said, Chimmanlalji, these fruits you brought for me, what about for Nanni? Why are you taking the revenge from him? The true saint is Nanni. And that time, the amount of love that would have flowed towards in those words. Our inner oneness is attained, and when there is inner connection, the tremendous energy flows. It is like the osmosis. From a concentrated solution, it flows towards, it becomes reversible, flows, oblivious of the outer world. The energy begins to flow. Even in that state, of pain or pleasure, Lalaji, Chachaji has never forgotten to pay respect to his elder brother. He is sitting down the moment he got the message that Lalaji has summoned for him. He will not even bother to have his clothes fixed, and he will run and stand up in front of him, hands folded. A man who was making jokes and laughing and singing and all kind of talks, suddenly in front of Lalaji everything vanishes. Even after Lalaji, he never stopped going to Lalaji's place in Fatehgarh, but he never entered the house after Lalaji. He never entered because inside is the tremendous memory of his beloved brother. How can he enter that place? Anytime somebody said, "But Chacha, you are a great saint," he said, no, I am not Lalaji, Bhaiya is the saint. I am not. I am nothing. He is the saint. He is the master. When it was the time for Maulvi Fazl Ahmad Khan to leave, he said, "Nanne, my relationship with you was that of playfulness. You are my infant child and my relation with you was of that nature. However, I will not tolerate any indiscipline or disrespect for your elder brother or your sister-in-law. You will not be pardoned for any lapses in love and respect for your elder brother and sister-in-law." Chachaji maintained that throughout his life. As long as he was alive, the same approach. Lalaji entered Samadhi on 14th of August 1931 and Chachaji entered the Samadhi on 8th of June 1947. During that period he continued to visit, because by then he was living in the city of Kanpur and Lalaji was from the another town. On the occasions he will visit, and in 1947 Chachaji took Samadhi. Then the wife of Lalaji Razillah Ta'ala burst into tears that none is no. Chachaji always liked two things. He liked chana, the black gram, in any form, boiled, roasted, dry roasted, in any form. And it is considered as a very potent diet for vitality. Every afternoon, some dry roasted chana will be brought for him for his afternoon snacks, and he liked potato, the baked ones. Potato has is a very rich in carbohydrate. It is a replacement for the flour. That is why in the Western menu plans, you have a piece of meat and fries. That gives a combination of the protein and the carbohydrate. But when potato is dry roasted or baked, its configuration changes. It is no more harmful carbohydrate. And he always liked the roasted potato. It is on an open fire or grilled potatoes are roasted with the skin. It brings, the taste becomes totally different. But when you are baking in the oven, as happens in the West, we get the baked potato and it is served with butter or sour cream. But he will eat the baked potato, the dry roasted potato, along with a salt that is a combination of the coriander leaves, green chili and the salt. It is grind together into a paste. The salt has the quality of the peppery. It is ground into a fine paste. And then when the mixture remains for a long time, for some time the water molecules evaporate and it becomes a dry lump. So he will eat that with that. And because of that, when Sufi Omkarnath came to the city of Kanpur, and during the satsang's congregation, it was included in the prasad, in the offering. During the congregations, some sweets, fruits are first offered as offering. Hindus do, you would have seen that they are making these offerings and offering it to the deities, and then it is distributed as the blessings from the deities to the entire congregation. It used to happen that chana, you take the black gram, I give you a recipe, it's a very tasty. You take the black gram, soak it overnight, boil it first, and then you heat some oil, crackle some cumin seeds whole, and you can put some the finely chopped onion. You can take a larger amount. And if you wish, you can add a little bit of few cloves of garlic, diced, minced, or done it coarse, finely chopped. Put it in the oil when the cumin seeds have crackled, and saute it until it becomes translucent. Then you pour that boiled chana. The water content has to be less, otherwise it has to be dried and it has to become, it is served dried. Add your salt and other condiments. In India in Indian groceries you may get a specific combination of salt, where black salt, which is mined and it is very rich in sulfur content, that has a very nice flavor and the digestive qualities. Dry roasted ground cumin seed, black pepper, dry mango powder. So it gives a very nice flavor to these fruits and so, which is known as chaat masala. That is added to it and nothing else. The taste of chana and then this combination. And sometimes somebody may add a little tomatoes or tomato paste, but that is an optional. But just doing it that way, it makes a very nice and tasty breakfast. And if you can take the multigrains means you take the different grains. For instance, the green beans, which is known as moong beans, the red beans, the black eye beans. All these beans can be soaked, boiled and sauteed in that way. It becomes multigrain. In the West, we have a 3-bean salad, where the 3 beans are boiled, put together, then we add other condiments, the onions, the lemon juice, and things like these. So, it is a very healthy breakfast. So, Sufi Omkarnath had introduced this chana in the morning after the Sunday morning congregation. People will bring different things, and so it used to happen Indian fried puris, which is made out of whole wheat flour, about 3 to 4 inches in diameter, deep fried, puffed. And that and the chana along with any sweet things will be served for breakfast, because when people are coming for the Sunday morning congregation, it will start around 8 o'clock, and by the time it finished, the 2 hours, there was no specific time. As happens in case of Trinidad, it has to be a specific time. It's a 2 hours prayer. When there is a flow of energy, it is not you are connecting your disciples to that infinite reservoir of energy. It is not in your hand. When the flow of that energy stops, the talk will finish. It's not that the master is speaking. The speaking is happening through him. It is not a speech. It is not a lecture. It is a sermon. And there is no specific time for it. Sometimes it will finish early. At times the master will say, he will sing just a few couplets, and that is it. Other times, there will be a talk, a discourse, but it is all spontaneous, nothing fixed. So sometimes it used to happen, it will take a little longer time to meditation to finish, and so that time the offering may be one that fried puffed bread, which is known as puri, and the chana used to come up very useful breakfast. Comes like I will play a few of these singings of Sufi Omkarna as was customary on those days. He will sing one of these. These have been recorded when there was no recording system as we have now. The first is بڑی مشکل سے اپنے آپ میں ہم لائے جاتے ہیں. It is very difficult that we are brought into our inner nature. Teri chaukat means from your threshold. If all the lovers of yours are sitting on that threshold, if they are not allowed there, where else will they go? Leaving your threshold, where will your beloveds, your lovers will go?
نادا ہے تیرو تیرا ہو شانتی کے نمبر کوئی نادا ہے تیرو تیرا ہو شانتی کے نمبر مجھے ہے بخشا ہے شانتی کے نمبر مجھے ہے سب تارے کی تنظیم کے نمبر قدم کا ذکر ہے جنات پر کیا ممکن ہو قدم کا ذکر ہے جنات پر تو کیا ممکن ہو یہ سب باتیں ہیں آقا کی تفصیل کے نمبر غریب ظاہر پر شاد دنیا سے کیا مطلب غریب ظاہر پر شاد دنیا سے کیا مطلب غریب ظاہر پر شاد دنیا سے کیا مطلب بجاتا اپنے ہی بجاتا چینی بنتی ہوں اپنے ہی بجاتا چینی بنتی ہوں اپنے ہی بجاتا چینی اپنے ہی
This particular composition says, Bajata chain ki banshi hu main. Chain means happiness. I sing this song of happiness in a fulfillment and oneness. I have nothing to do with this world, and I do this in the prophets, in the profiles of my master. His company has transformed me, and now I am oblivious of the outer world. I sojourn, live in my own inner world of bliss and joy. There is one more competition, this composition.
چمن ہو چمن میں نگاہی نگاہو چمن ہو چمن میں نگاہی نگاہو ہٹاؤ سے چرخ نو بن گیا ہو جہاں دور پر دور چل رہا ہو جہاں تاج پر لگا ہو چمن ہو چمن میں نگاہی نگاہو ہٹاؤ سے چرخ نو بن گیا ہو جہاں دور پر دور چل رہا ہو جہاں تاج پر لگا ہو جہاں اے مستی میں ہو چلتا چمن ہو چمن میں نگاہی نگاہو چمن ہو چمن میں نگاہی نگاہو ہٹاؤ سے چرخ نو بن گیا ہو جہاں دور پر دور بھی چل رہا ہو جہاں تاج پر لگا ہو جہاں اے مستی میں ہو چلتا جہاں پر ہو کچھ دن بہلنے کا تھاما جہاں پر ہو کچھ دن بہلنے کا تھاما جہاں پر سفر سنج ہو اور سفنتا جہاں تو بسے یاد ہو ہم کا دھرما جہاں ایک ہو مل کے گزرا گزرا جہاں پر ہو کچھ دن بہلنے کا تھاما جہاں پر سفر سنج ہو اور سفنتا جہاں تو بسے یاد ہو ہم کا دھرما جہاں ایک ہو مل کے گزرا گزرا مطلب جہاں ناچ کی ہو سلاحا جو چاہو رسائی وہاں تک ممکن جو چاہو رسائی وہاں تک ممکن چلو راہ الفت میں گزرات کچھ چلو راہ الفت میں گزرات کچھ آیا ہو حقیقت تجھے کہنے باقی آیا ہو حقیقت تجھے کہنے باقی نہ آگے فلک کو نوازیے جہاں جا کے ہوتا ہے گزرنے والا وہی ہے جہاں رات ہو سورج روز روشن جہاں رات ہو سورج روز روشن خوشاف مسرت سے دکھتا نشیمن خوشاف مسرت سے دکھتا نشیمن جہاں تم امید سے پرگتاوت جہاں تم امید سے پرگتاوت جہاں ہر مہینہ کہے میں مطاوت جہاں ہر مہینہ کہے میں مطاوت جہاں حریت بند کیے عبیدہ اسی کی جہاں تک طرف گفتگو اسی کا جہاں تک گرا ہو اسی کی جہاں تک طرف گفتگو اسی کا جہاں تک گرا ہو جہاں جا کے ہر ایک پہ آرزو جہاں جا کے ہر ایک پہ آرزو جہاں ہر بشر میں کلے ہو جہاں مجھے سننے نہ ہو کر اللہ اسی کی جہاں ہر طرف گفتگو اسی کا جہاں تک گرا ہو جہاں جا کے ہر ایک پہ آرزو جہاں ہر بشر میں کتنے ہو جہاں مجھے سننے نہ ہو کرتے اللہ جہاں صرف کلیاں ہو میں سبق جہاں صرف کلیاں ہو میں سبق مسلسل جہاں مل رہے ہوتے ہو جہاں ہر کشش سے ہو پیدا کو ہر بات مارے جہاں بات والا جہاں حقیقت جہاں کی زندگی میں آیا ہو حقیقت جہاں کی زندگی میں آیا ہو نظر پر قسم سوچ کر سمجھا ہو خیال سفر کر وطن سے جمع ہو جہاں انجمن میں خدمت کرا ہو جہاں مجھے سننے نہ ہو مرد اللہ جہاں جام سے اور نہ مستی سے مطلب نہ رشت مقصد نہ پستی سے مطلب نہ زینا میں سے اور نہ پستی سے مطلب جہاں شاخ ہو میں پرستی سے مطلب تماشا جہاں کو میں تماشا اسی کی جہاں ہر طرف گفتگو ہو اسی کی جہاں ہر طرف گفتگو ہو اسی کا جہاں تک گرا ہو جہاں جا کے ہر ایک سے ہو جہاں ہر بشر میں سننے ہو جہاں مجھے سننے نہ ہو کرتے اللہ چمن ہو چمن میں ادارے سجاؤ گھٹاؤں سے ایک چرخ نو بن گیا ہو جہاں دوڑ پر دوڑ بھی چل رہا ہو جہاں تاج رشفت گلگت سدا ہو جہاں عین مستی میں ہو چلتا
Only this much for this morning. Today is 5th of June